Hi, my name is Kim Delgadillo. I'm from Overton, Nevada, which is part of Moapa Valley. And I'm going to tell you a story today, an amazing story about how some of my students got free instruments. I received a call while I was teaching one afternoon from a friend that said that a guy named Ryan was going to call me and he wants to give me free instruments. And he says, so say yes, because it sounds like a scam, but it's not. I'm telling you, we did it, his school did it. I said, okay. So later on that day, Ryan did call me and he said, I have $25,000 to give your students new instruments. There's a couple things they have to do first. They have to write an essay about why they like band or orchestra, why they like music. And two, they have to come into the convention that was held in Las Vegas, our community's close to Las Vegas, and be part of that convention in that evening. And I said, okay. So he sent me all the information and I brought it up to my students and said, listen, if some of you want a new instrument, some are using school instruments, you want your own instrument, you need to do this essay and then we'll pick the very best one will receive an instrument. And they pick only one, which was a ruse because all of them were going to get instruments anyways. So I had the kids do it and I took in, I don't remember the exact number, but I think 12 or 15 students were chosen to go in and compete for this new instrument. And in the meantime, I called a friend that worked at a music store. He was our distributor, and gave him the budget and told him what we needed, because every one of those students was going to get an instrument. And so we went into this convention, and I apologize to you, I don't remember what company Ryan works for, but it's the company that gets conventions going for big, large companies. And in part of his budget, he asks for money to give to the schools. And this year he decided to do band and orchestra instruments for students. So what it got was my students came with me and we went and we were at the Bellagio Hotel in Vegas, and they had to go in and they broke up all of these people, there were 500 people there, into groups, and my students had to teach them a song in 15 minutes. And then the groups had to perform the song, and the best one would win the instrument. Well, I had some students that were petrified to be in a room with all of these people and all of these adults. But the amazing thing is that the people and my students were having a blast. They provided some little rhythm instruments for them, and it just turned out to be a blast. But what's interesting was, as I was sitting there watching this develop, people from groups are coming over and going, our group wants to donate, so if she doesn't win, we're going to give her an instrument. And I had to whisper, they all get instruments. Okay, good. I had 3 different groups come over and want to donate, which gets me emotional because, you know, we are just people, and to connect people to people and the giving, it's just an awesome experience. To make this long story short, they actually chose a student, and she was a phenomenal musician who is majoring in music right now in a college in Ohio. She wanted a viola. She played flute and she wanted a viola, and so she was the winner because her group sang the best. Then after they presented it, we were all clapping. Then designated people came in with instruments. My students got drum sets, they got tenor saxophones, they got trumpets, they got these beautiful instruments. They all got an instrument, and some of these students would have never been able to afford their own. It was a beautiful thing, and it was my last year of teaching, and it was a perfect way to go out.